If you're looking for a 15-minute morning win, you have come to the right place. We're talking all things morning routine this week here on Winning Begins at Home, and I'm so excited to unpack this idea today. This is going to be really cool. What could you accomplish? Think about it. What could you accomplish in just 15 minutes at the beginning of every day if you really focused? In fact, let's don't think long term. Let's just think of a small win every day for the next week. It could be revolutionary. I believe that. And so we're going to dive into it today. In fact, I saw a quote that from Robin Sharma. He said that small daily improvements over time lead to stunning results. And I'm sign me up for some stunning results. I hope you're with me on that. I think that's so powerful. So I saw a study that had been done by Appalachian State University. App State. I think they've come up with a couple of upsets in football through the years. I've heard of that, but I didn't know about this study until I saw this. But they show that their research shows that consistent small improvements over time will compound. And it makes sense. We know this. This happens with your money, right? You put it in the bank, the interest compounds over time, and so does debt. By the way, it snowballs as well. And I think the same thing's true with our morning routine. We can get in bad patterns if we're not careful. Remember yesterday we talked about the phone and what it does to us, but we also can create a just huge momentum if we will get on the right track here. And this Appalachian State study, it found that individuals who exercised at 7 a.m., they experienced faster, deeper, longer sleep than those who didn't. Or even compared to those who exercised later in the day, their blood pressure was better. I mean, all kind of great stuff happens when they exercise early in the morning, which just reminded me again of the power of doing the right things as soon as you can, right? I don't know about you, but I have never regretted doing the right thing. And how many times do I regret when I don't do what I'm supposed to do? And exercise would just be one of the things that you could do in your 15-minute morning routine. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But I want to dispel the myth that you need a bunch of hours for a great morning routine. You really don't. You don't even need an hour. I mean, that would maybe be the goal, is to win the first hour of the day. But I think you win the first hour of the day by winning the first 15 minutes of the day. And so what do you need to do during that first 15 minutes? And I think there are a few categories that you could think about from a 15-minute win kind of perspective. I would say think about your body first. You're going to get up. You're going to probably want to move, and that's one of the things that you could do for the first 15 minutes. You could move. You're probably going to go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. But then you could think about, what do I need to do for my body? I need to hydrate. I need to stretch a little. That could be maybe the first 15 minutes of your day. Or you could say, no, I've got something else I'm going to do during the first 15 minutes. I'll move after that. Maybe I want to do something spiritually. I want to read something. Maybe I want to read my Bible. I want to read a devotion. I want to pray. I want to spend some time reflecting. First 15 minutes. Great. You go for it. I think some people like to connect during the first 15 minutes. You may want to think about who you're going to connect with. So if you got a spouse, I encourage you to connect with your spouse, but you may not have a long connection there. It may just be good morning, and then you move into your routine, and then you come back to, they may be still sleeping or whatever. Not everybody's going to be on your schedule, your kids, whatever. But I think sometimes the first thing we may need to do is connect, and that's okay. So you can do that. Another thing I like to do in my first part of my day is to reflect. Or I say reflect, maybe that's not even the way to think about it. I've got a friend who he loves to take a walk around his neighborhood and think about what he's grateful for. And so again, there's some buckets here that we're creating, and I would encourage you to pick one of those. And I'll give you a couple of examples. So we've already talked a little bit about these, but if you were going to say, I'm going to work on physically for the first 15 minutes, then you might just be able to do some light stretching. Maybe you do hydrate the first thing in the day. I would encourage that, no matter what you do, your body is depleted overnight, borderline dehydrated, they say. So the first thing we want to do is to hydrate. But I want to choose some things that I think will compound over time. Again, let's use our compound word there. And so I want you to pick one of these. I think the compound effect of these small wins is, it can be extraordinary. When I look back on some of the things that I've committed to doing early in the morning, and I look at how long I've been doing those things, it really is, it's stunning to me when I think about the progress that I've made. And it's just been because of those small daily improvements. Like Sharma said, it stunning results. And so it's pretty cool. I'm not where I want to be in a lot of those areas, but I'm certainly not where I was. I've made so much progress. And I believe 15 minutes is probably our sweet spot here. Especially for those of you who have not established a healthy morning routine, it's like you're dabbling in it. You're not sure. You try it for a while and it goes away. Now let's get really serious for the next week. Maybe make that our action step. Let's just choose one item from our list. And so maybe it's for you, it's physically. You're going to exercise for 15 minutes. Or maybe for you, it's spiritual. You're going to read something for 15 minutes or learn something. You got a book that you're going to set your mind on. Or maybe you're going to take that little 15-minute gratitude walk, maybe down to the mailbox and back, and I'm going to start my day and I'm going to think about what I'm thankful for. So many people focus on what they don't have rather than what they do have. I think when we focus on what we do have, we're grateful for that. We're really positioning ourselves again to win. So you pick the area: physical movement, reading, learning, create something, paint, do whatever you do, spiritual practice, plan your day. You can make out your to-do list, whatever works for you, but just commit to one of those, spend 15 minutes on it. Let's do it every day for the next week. And it might seem small, but I believe over time that small things done consistently will create extraordinary results. And I think your future self is going to thank you for those daily deposits. I know if I look at my bank account, if I've made deposits, I get down the road and I look back on how that money's grown, I'm always thankful for that. I never remember looking at my bank account thinking, I hate that I have all this money here. So many times it's the opposite of that. And I think that's true in our lives too. If we have the neglect when it comes to our morning habits, our morning routines, I think there's nothing but regret down the road waiting on us. And so if we'll get really locked in here, maybe it's a good time of year for you. School's starting back for a lot of people. We're going into the fall. This is a good time to get locked in, make sure that we've got the routines in place that we need to. And so I think the 15-minute morning win, let's just start there. That's a layup, right? We don't need 3-pointers here. We just need a layup. Let's start with a small win, and then we'll build on that as we go forward. All right, got one more episode for you tomorrow on the morning routine. I hope you'll join us for that. Thanks for sharing with your friends and family. Seriously, thanks so much for listening to Winning Begins at Home. I hope you'll continue to help us spread the word. And remember, winning really does begin at home. All right, love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.